Bum 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 bum. The Peter Fox Show. Bum 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 bum. All right. So a big reason I want to move to Taiwan is I learned the hard way that when everybody around you is poorly educated, you're affected by it. So here in the United States, we are not very well educated on hidden disabilities, or better yet, hidden differences in bodies, right? These things I'm going to talk about are not necessarily disabilities in the right context, right? So yesterday I had gone to my favorite book club, and I'm very glad to have a group of friends who understands my differences in dietary restrictions. We had gone to an IHOP, and I don't need to tell you guys that there's been a lot of turnover in the fast food industry, right? So I have to explain the restrictions to the new employee there. Now, I showed up a little bit late to the book club. It turns out that my friends had already had a bad experience with the new waiter there. When I explained to the waiter my food allergies, long story short, the way he described the situation made me uncomfortable. He brought out the salmon, and in order to make up for what he had done, he added 2 strips of bacon. Can you believe that? Long story short, I said, you know what? Don't bother remaking it. I'm not exactly comfortable. Why don't I just share it with my friends? And so he was like, no, no, I can do it. I can do it. No, I don't feel comfortable. I live 30 miles from here. I got to drive home. I don't want to be having a situation here. And long story short, the waiter got disciplined in some way, and the manager came by and comped the meal. So, all good. Now, I'm at a Whole Foods cafeteria. I have to be careful when I come here. Some people are not very understanding of personal space. So I had logged on to my 401k to make sure that yesterday you guys saw me record a video. I took advantage of the dip in the Filipino stock market, and I wanted to log in to make sure everything was in the up and up because I placed the order on Sunday, made the transfer. So I have my Roth IRA, but I also have a taxable account with the same brokerage, which is nice because if I want to take advantage of something, I can temporarily use some margin from the taxable account and then make the deposit. That way, if I see a good deal, I don't have to wait for the money to make its way through the account, right? And then I transfer money from my main checking account. I wanted to make sure everything was on the up and up. But when I logged in, I quickly got massively involved in that. Now, this idiot wants to sit next to me, which is totally fine. But I wave at him, and he doesn't get the message. He insists on me taking off my headphones, and I lose my train of thought. And just very terrified because I don't want to miss out on the market. I had I had difficulty using that site in the past where I had made a huge mess. Let's just put it that way. And I really needed to focus. Now, you might ask, why would I do it at a Whole Foods? And, well, there's always the potential of meeting my future partner here, right? But when I waved at it, I expected that to be the end of it, right? Unfortunately, in other cultures, people have a lot better understanding of autism, of food allergies, and neither of these scenarios probably would have played out if I were in Taiwan or Poland, right? And things just flow a whole lot better. Here in the U.S., we refuse to recognize that other people may have bodies different than us, right? It works both ways around, by the way. A lot of people with autism also do not recognize neurotypical people and cause a scene as well, right? Or vice versa, right? People think that everybody can eat in a certain way, right? In terms of the food allergies, right? Or people with food allergies assume it's easy for people to avoid various foods, right? It may not be, right? So, for example, when I avoid MSG, which is why the bacon was tricky for me. And I assume it's easy, but it's easy for me because I don't even see it as food anymore, right? So when I go to a birthday birthday party and I see people eating cake, it looks very foreign to me, right? I can still enjoy the cake for as a piece of art, right? But when I see other people eating cake, it's almost like somebody eating some other art piece, right? Imagine picking up a Lego build and eating it, right? Or maybe picking up the Mona Lisa and just chowing down on it, right? To me, eating cake almost looks like that, right? And so, uh, all right, thought I would point that out. I want to see a better educational coverage of stuff like that. Let's do a quick shoot of the idiot. It's that guy in the blue shirt right there. This is the Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum.